Well, hello and good day. On today's tutorial, we're teaching you how to create an estimate on JobNimbus application. And as you can see, I'm already onto my tablet here looking up the job that we're going to work on. One of our test accounts, Gallo, like the wine or win. You could either whine or you can win. Let's say we're going to win. As you can see, what I'm doing is I pulled up an estimate, and I am now currently working through number one, the date. It's important. So it has to be the date that I'm doing it. Many times, if you go to look up an estimate, it might have an old date, so you need to be careful and update the contract date there. Now I'm selecting the options I want. Essentially, I'm just following the steps. You can see I selected replacement contract, and I also loaded a template that is called CWS Retro. And inside of this template, you can see I'm working on line number one right now. It automatically builds these line items for you when you apply the template. And I'm just filling in the blanks. Right here, you can see that I've got a total contract. I'm preparing for 10 openings. And it looks like we have 8 windows, 2 sliding glass doors that consist of 4 panels. And notice I am adding a note right here about what those sliders consist of. I need to kind of give my team, hey, it's a heads up. It's 2 doors, 2 panels each. One goes this way, one goes that way. One XO, one OX. I might make a note there that says with or without screens. More information, more details, the better for our production team so that they can produce what we're trying to sell. In this case, we have 0 pre-hungs, that's single pre-hung and double pre-hung, and then total of side lights because those are counts that we use for labor. You can choose to delete the items that are prescribed for you. As I'm showing you here, I said, I don't really want to talk about pre-hungs. I don't want to confuse the customer. However, I do want to bring great clarity to the next step here of my locations map indicator, which everything we do at Icon has a location identifier. The next step here of my locations map indicator, which everything we do at Icon has a location identifier. Location 1 starts at the front elevation on the right hand side of the building, very first thing we come to, whether it's a door or a window. And then we go clockwise around the home, all the way through the project, locating each window. Sometimes we can separate first and second floor, but no doubt we would count from 1 to 100, or in some cases, we've count up to 452. So I'm just making all my appropriate notes that I need here. And the customer is going to be aware of what's happening. And now I'm going to adjust my price. So I've gotten my cost here at this point. And I'm And okay, so now we are going to start injecting the vendor actual costs into the estimate. So I've, in this circumstance, I've used a quote tool from CWS, and I've already generated a cost of goods on the items that I need to deliver to my customer. And I have exactly what I need. And as you can see in this template, we have prescribed items, which are pretty much what we use 90% of the time. But in this situation, I have an ocean front that has turtle glass, so I'm using low E 340. I'm also making a special note here that is indicating that there's an issue potentially with location number 7 on the second story. It's only sitting 3 inches from the roof line. Now, this could be an issue because if there's damage or if there's roof to wall flashing that is compromised, it would put Icon in a bad situation because we would have to own that part of the home. Now, if we make a note and we tell the customer and do our due diligence as to the reasoning why we have the note in there, it's very self-explanatory. And as you can see in this section here, we are indeed editing the cost of goods by the vendor. Notice it says -100. That is not good. So we're going to put in a 50% margin, which this goes off of actually not profit margin. It does at the other screen, but this particular line item is off of percentage of increase based on cost. So if you had a dollar bill and you added 50% to that dollar, you would come up with $1.50. That's the way that this math is working on this particular line item, but that's not the way that Icon works as a nation, if you will. As a company, we work off of gross profit margins. And now I'm editing the door portion of this. These are the swing doors. I know that the scope of work, you're probably saying, wait a minute, weren't you selling sliders? Yeah, I'm sorry. Forgive me for my error. But the reality is this. We have to make a custom line item because we sell a multitude of custom front door entries. So it would be very difficult to have a loaded index of everything we sell. Now, we do plan to have certain items, but as you see here, I am adding descriptors where we need to have things as what's the swing of the door, who's the vendor, notice vendor cost with tax included. All right, so just a reminder that that margin needs to be set at 50% minimum. And I'm going to show you in a moment here how to actually drive that, because especially if you're a sales guy, you need to make sure that you're bringing the margin in at the right value per what you've agreed to, because if not, it will be deducted from your commission structures. Next, after we have completed our vendor costs, we are going to simply just add the quantities to these boxes for labor. Everything is already preset, so there's no figuring on margin or anything needed here. You just have to answer the questions. As you can see right here, I'm removing the labor on the scaffolding because I don't need it. I'm also might remove other line items because this is a template, and so it's showing you everything inside of this template. So those, I know that I have one double, I have one single, I'm going to leave it. Next, I'm moving on to my permit because this is a changing item as well. So in order to be safe, there's a note that says take 10% of your contract estimate, and that will be the cost. So if it's a $30,000 contract, the cost of the permit is $300. We sell it for minimum of $600. It's everything doubled on the permit side. As you can see, as I kind of wrap things up here, I'm adding some photographs and just making the estimate look more appropriate for the customer, really. I always say this, that bid quality really leads the way, because you're going to show the client that you've done as best as you can to show them a proper estimate, and you've also done the company the best you can to deliver a proper estimate. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm actually giving a little discount on that one item just to offset the dollars and cents. We don't want to bring a contract in for $33,000, $922.22. So we're going to deduct the 22 cents off of that and just put a little note here. Next, what I'm doing is adding a critical note. Now, this is something that you need to tell the customer about. That is, maybe they have a dog or something that they have a mean dog as a customer note, or it's something you just want to tell anybody. You don't want to tell a customer they have a mean dog, but you get the point. This would be items A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you would just prescribe items that you have to call out, like that roof, for instance. Next, I'm doing my internal note and putting a couple things and just filling in the boxes. What's the total cost of my estimate? I'm going to save it there and hit save. Just checking that discount again. Oh no, I messed it up. Yep, see, it was supposed to be 12 cents. Now I hit save, and you'll notice I should have even numbers. Making my last edit on internal notes. Looks good to me. Hit the save button. So next I'm going to review the margin, as you can see, one last time and just look at everything. And maybe, as a smart salesman should, turn the dial up a little bit, because again, if you make a mistake, this is only covering your tail and not just everyone else's. But a smart salesman always builds in some room into their estimate. So as you notice, I'm pulling up the estimate right now in our test account, and there's a visual PDF of the estimate. And I can do multiple things with this estimate, but the first thing and the number one thing I really want to do is get this contract signed. So that would be my next step here at this point. So I'm just reviewing my contract again. There's my total cost. The customer has a mean dog. All of my notes here. Notice there's no signatures in place, but that is getting ready to change. So here I just clicked on it. I'm going to send for signature. And I will, normally there will be a customer name in there, but since it's our test account, you're going to click confirm and proceed on that button right there. Very straightforward. You're just following the instructions. And very, very easy. If you're sitting with the customer, you can pass the device. In this case, it's me showing you how to do that. And I'm going to click that sign now button and give it my John Hancock. And there it is. Doesn't it look beautiful? I'm signing that on my iPad with my Apple Pencil, but you can use your finger, or you can use the Apple Pencil and other devices as well that communicate with the iPad. Now, once that signature has been accepted, as you see here, it will send to both parties, and both parties will have the appropriate paperwork. Now what we want to show you is the notes feature within the estimate, so that everybody can be on the same page, and it's very easy to find when you're working one particular estimate. Notice the comments box right there, and as soon as I add a comment, I'm just making a note here now to maybe my sales manager, maybe a team member, somebody in the loop on this estimate, so they know what's going on. And again, it's very easy to track and find if you're looking at it specifically to this estimate. And here's how you find it. Hit the save button. Notice that it has a number 1 there on the comment line, which tells you there's one comment that has been made. Now we want to be able to email this estimate to the customer. Once we've verified our margins are correct and once we've reviewed this contract, we want to be able to email them if we're not sitting there with them. So this would be your approach. As you can see that I've loaded up an email, very simple on an iPad again, where now I'm going to take a template that's been pre-created and select it. Now, many of our templates already have the email prescription, if you will. It's already typed up. It says, "Dear Little House on Vicky Circle, thanks so much for choosing Icon." And see attached, it has a bunch of job information as well as my email signature. Once I hit the send button, you'll see I have a confirmation that says email has been sent. Once that email has been sent, I want to make sure that I manage the estimate status. Now on a desktop, it will force this for you, but on the iPad or anything mobile, you have to move that status to sent. Next, I want to be able to manage the job status. You can see that I went from maybe appointment scheduled or right estimate to now I want to put it as a pending sale. This way I can track my sales estimates and try to go close the deal. Now, if you're anything like me, you're going to want to do as much as you can to try to work as hard as you can to cover the tracks and deliver the best communication platform possible that you can to a customer. So built directly into JobNimbus's tool, and especially on their mobile device, is a feature called Engage, which you can see right here. I'm typing the message that I want to send to the customer, which I just emailed you your estimate. And hey, let me know what time is good to connect for you, because I want to be able to meet with this customer and close the deal, because I know that we are the best fit for this customer. Next, I can add a photograph to text as well, built directly into the Engage interface in JobNimbus. The beautiful thing is that I like to have a personal life as well as you. And this is one of the easy ways to separate the two, because everything, again, is built directly into this application. So when you're working, you can be straight in JobNimbus. I'm sending the photograph, 2 thumbs up, off to the weekend. Now, another amazing feature built directly into the Engage application through the JobNimbus text platform is text templates. We do not currently have any sales templates built, but we for sure have service ones, as you can see here in this video, which help us to bring the life cycle of sales back through the pipeline. Now, while watching this video, if you have any suggestions or you think we could do something far better, we believe that feedback is the breakfast of champions. So we're asking for your feedback. If you would email us, please, at admin@iconflorida.com. We would be grateful, and we are grateful for you. Thank you for watching.